This 29th day of May 2023. A very good evening to you and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Kennedy Kimani and Boniface Muriithi will be assisting the sign language interpretation. Former Mungiki leader Maina Njenga has been released on a 50,000 shillings bond after being arraigned at the Nakuru Law Courts today over several criminal charges, among them being a member of an organized criminal group. Njenga was grilled by the DCI detectives on Thursday last week in Nairobi, following accusations of addressing a meeting in Nakuru County early this month to encourage support for the outlawed criminal group Mungiki. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has, however, alleged that the proscribed criminal gangs are being revived by the politicians, saying that the government will not allow it.
I want to speak from Nakuru and say that the revival of those gangs cannot and will not be allowed. It is not possible. That particular gang we saw in DCI there is responsible for murder, rape, defilement, extortion, beheading people, doing crazy things that I cannot mention to our women. Anybody who thinks that he can revive that gang to come and harass our women, to come and kill Kenyans, to extort money from Matatu people, to extort money from business people. Those characters were even going to people's home and milking their cows. And they tell you to wait the milk first, you take the rest of the milk.
Moving on, and President William Ruto has urged African countries to quit the use of the dollar and adopt local currencies as the modes of payment to boost trade. Speaking during the African Private Sector Dialogue on the African Continental Free Trade Area in Nairobi today, the head of state said the use of the dollar is restricting trade within the continent amid scarcity of the American currency due to the high demand.
Smallholder farmers who produce the tea are now part of the story of successful implementation of the AfCFTA, a story of inclusion of smallholder farmers who are now driving intra-Africa trade. And so I congratulate the government of Kenya for organizing smallholder farmers to be able to benefit from the AfCFTA. Similarly, we saw off products that were exported from Egypt to Ghana, from Cameroon, Tunisia, and other countries.
We are all struggling, and all our businessmen are struggling, and our traders are struggling to make payment for goods and services from one country to another because of differences in currencies. And in the middle of all this, we are all subjected to a dollar environment. Kenyans want to pay for Tanzanian goods in dollars. Tanzania wants to pay for DRC goods in dollars. Egypt wants to pay. Why are we bringing dollars in the middle of our trade? This is the question we should be asking ourselves. And in the process, all our business people are stranded. Egypt cannot pay for our tea because they are looking for dollars. We cannot pay for their sugar because we are also looking for dollars.
And now we need to all come together, ensure our autonomy in all the sectors by strengthening our capacities, our production capacities, not only to avoid lack of stocks, but also to add value to our primary resources and create employment.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has directed the police in Rift Valley to crack down on illicit brew and drugs or risk losing their jobs. Speaking today during a conference on ending alcoholism and drug abuse in the Rift Valley region, DP Gachagua said the officers know those peddling illicit brew and drugs, which are threatening to wipe out a generation of youth.
From today, the region Maofisa wetu watapigana na ulevi na madawa. Kama hawezani naye, watupatie nafasi, tutafute wengine wa kufanya hiyo kazi. Vile profesa amesema na kaja amekubali, we are not going to transfer a problem. That is a decision that has been made in the National Security Council, shared by the president himself. We will not transfer a problem from Rift Valley.
Now, most millennials and Gen Z rely on TV stations as a source of information, as opposed to social media and radio stations. This is according to a study by the Aga Khan University Media Innovation Center. Speaking during the official launch of the report today, Information, Communications and Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Eliud Owalo said the research is important for media stakeholders on consumption habits of one of Kenya's key demographic group. Here is our very own Tess Njenga with that report.
A study by the Aga Khan University Media Innovation Center, MIC, media consumption in an evolving digital world has shown that TV is a main source of information for the youth. The study was conducted among millennials aged between 25 to 35 and Gen Zs aged between 18 to 24 years living in the country's urban areas. Chief Guest, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Information, Communications and Digital Economy, Eliud Owalo, said the report offers a great opportunity for legacy media to plan their products and to further interrogate on how they can position themselves with this generation.
User-generated content is attracting viewers and advertisers on TikTok. I'm informed that the study that we are launching today, or whose results we are launching today, alludes to opportunities for legacy media among users of TikTok. And this points to the need for further interrogation on how legacy media can position themselves with this generation, for this is the future.
Speaking to Hope TV, the youth, mostly from Gen Z, had varied opinions on their sources of news and what they prefer to watch.
Mostly I like watching news on the economy and politically, and maybe concerning the religion.
Watching news Facebook?
Nimezoea.
What kind of news do you like watching?
Hii mambo tuna uchumi. Uchumi ni mbaya saa hii, kumegada. Kuna do.
I catch up on news. I can't say I watch news because I watch news, I think it's na follow up on NTV, KBC. I'm usually on Twitter. I just watch news on Twitter.
News mina gather information kwa watu.
What do you mean?
Namaanisha, yani kau beste yangu hapo, nimuulize news kuliendaje.
So watching it kwa social media?
Social media uongo.
Na mainstream TV?
Mainstream. Sasa unapata ka TV sina kwangu, itabidi nimeulizia kwa jirani nijue kumeendaje.
Na ni news gani wewe ufuatilia sana?
News mimi ufuatilia sana ni ya uchumi.
MIC Interim Director Claire Mogere said the report seeks to help media houses in Kenya tailor-make their content for their population. The competition for audiences from these emergent digital platforms has not only occasioned a decline in revenues for the legacy media, but also audience fragmentation. Professor Nancy Buka, the interim dean at AKU's Graduate School of Media and Communications, noted the importance of having such studies coming from in-depth research to provide a holistic view on media trends and help media players forge the way forward.
We believe that media and communications play an important role in improving the quality of people's lives by providing up-to-date and accurate information. An uninformed citizenry for us has no quality of life. The millennial and digital native generation, with its unique perspectives, behaviors, and aspirations, is shaping the future of media consumption, and where, as media, we should invest our resources and attention.
These studies surveyed 1,201 respondents with a mix of questionnaires, focus group discussions, and digital tracking between May and July 2022. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Tess Njenga.
Well, some interesting revelations there that Gen Z actually get the information from TV compared to social media and radio stations. Wow, thank you so much, Tess, for that report. Now, that report by Tess takes us to a fast news break here on NEWSWATCH, but we still have more After the break, see you on the other side.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Now, I know this looks like a plate, but it's not exactly a plate. There's a lot of potential in this country, a lot of it. And we need to find a way of tapping that potential and pushing it forward to execution.
Instead of exporting our labor, can we also create employment for people around here?
Very, very smooth. It flows like a river. As long as I am right with God, I am right with the government, and I'm right with my staff, my business will stay afloat.
Welcome back. Now to some politics. Siaya Deputy Governor William Oduol has been impeached from his position after 38 Siaya members of County Assembly voted for his ouster. The impeachment comes a day after Oduol, who has been at loggerheads with his boss Governor James Orengo of alleged mismanagement of the county, was expelled from the Orange Democratic Movement Party over claims that he no longer subscribes to the aspirations of the ODM party.
This committee and its meeting today has reaffirmed its unequivocal support to the position adopted by Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Alliance, in its demand for the following irreducible minimums. Number one, addressing the high cost of living. Number two, an inclusive process in the reconstitution of the IEBC. Number three, non-interference with political parties. Number four, electoral audit and opening of servers, as has been clearly demanded by our party leaders. This committee resolves that in case there is no concurrence on those issues above, then the CIODM fraternity will fully support the calls for self-determination and secession, as has already been mooted by our party leader. Number seven, this meeting today observes that the Siaya County government is an ODM government, and therefore all elected leaders and all appointed officials within the county government are expected to operate within the strict confines of party rules and provisions. The committee and the meeting therefore has noted with great concern an emerging trend of a few officials of the county government opting to prosecute unsubstantiated claims in the media instead of exploring the available dispute resolution mechanisms within the party. Such officials are therefore deemed to be working in cahoots with the UDA party and are therefore no longer recognized as members of the ODM party. It is clear that they are agents of instability and confusion sent to distract the governor from delivering his agenda for the people of Siaya. This meeting, therefore, has unanimously resolved that the Siaya County Deputy Governor be compelled to resign from his position as the DG since he no longer subscribes to the ideals and aspirations of the party. The meeting has therefore resolved that he be expelled and is hereby expelled.
Away from that, and as the world commemorated menstrual hygiene on the 28th of May, the Dr. K Foundation, alongside girls from the University of Nairobi, held a walk in Nairobi City in a campaign against period shame. As Tess Njenga now reports, Menstrual Hygiene Day is observed annually to highlight the importance of good menstrual hygiene, break stigma around menstruation, and raise awareness about challenges regarding access to menstrual products.
The event by Dr. K Foundation started out with a warm-up at the University of Nairobi graduation grounds early Saturday morning before the walk began on Uhuru Highway. Children were not left behind during the walk as the girls carried a banner displaying the message of the day. According to UNICEF, around 1.8 billion women around the world experience their menses every month. Many of them face a range of issues from stigma to social exclusion, gender inequality, discriminatory social norms, cultural taboos, poverty, and lack of basic services like toilets and sanitary products all add up to the challenges surrounding menstrual health hygiene. Celebrated endometriosis survivor Njambi Koikai, speaking at the event, shared her journey after being diagnosed with endometriosis.
Endometriosis is tissue that grows outside of the uterus and behaves like it's in the uterus. So in this case, it's spread to my lungs. So as I'm having a period in my abdomen, I'm also having a period in my lungs. And there was no doctor in Kenya who could diagnose me for 19 years. It took one doctor who told me what the problem was, and the disease had already spread to stage 4.
Njambi, who has had to undergo 21 surgeries, says that period pain is not normal, adding that menstrual health is a fundamental right.
Pain that immobilizes you, pain that makes you not go to school, pain that makes you not work, period pain is not normal. One of the problems we have faced as Africans, and one of the problems that we have faced from this side of the continent, is to say period pain is normal, and as usual, ukipata mtoto itai? Ukipata mtoto itai? But a child and a baby is not a pill.
She has called on the government to put in place timely intervention mechanisms to rescue women with period pain through early diagnosis and treatment.
And my plea is to the government to be able to fund our doctors, our gynecologists for further specialized treatment, for further specialized education or further specialized training in endometriosis so that we're able to treat these diseases as early as possible.
Dr. Karen Muthembwa, who is the founder of Dr. K Foundation, said that the donations made to the foundation would go out to help needy girls, also calling on men to join in.
This menstrual walk is to commemorate everything about menstrual health, to let people know about menstrual health products that are there, and also to donate pads. So we have people who have come in with pads, and we're going to give them out to 2 different places. Men must be aware about it because they don't experience it, but your sisters, your mother, your children will definitely experience it at one point or another. So sometimes it's good for them to understand so that they can be very supportive of the situation, and without menstrual health, even men will not be there.
Brian Mabry, the founder and director of Sitiri Dada, an organization that creates awareness on menstrual health, called on girls to seek the assistance of sanitary towels through trustworthy channels to avoid falling into the wrong hands.
Uchumi imetugonga sisi wote. Ukijipata hauna pad, I think enda kwa hiyo rada app, ongea hapo. Ukikuja kwangu kama Brayo, I will expect something in return. Sindio? Tuangalieni zile safe institutes zenye tunaweza access before ukuje kwa hiyo option ya stranger hapa nje.
Menstrual hygiene is celebrated on the 28th day of the 5th month of every year, coinciding with research that shows that most women experience their periods for 5 days and the average normal menstrual cycle is 28 days.
It is a cycle that every healthy woman experiences in their lifetime, and it is part of the reason that we can reproduce. So it is nothing to be ashamed about, and these girls want to say,
say not to period shame.
Once again,
say not to period shame.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Tess Njenga.
Thank you so much, Tess, for that report. Crossing borders now, and Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni has signed into law the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023, introducing draconian measures against homosexuals in Uganda. According to the bill, identifying as a member of the LGBTQ will not be criminalized, but engaging in acts of homosexuality will be an offense punishable with life imprisonment. The bill has, however, been condemned by the US European Union and the international human rights groups, but it has enjoyed public support in Uganda. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has today been sworn in as Nigeria's president in an event that took place at the country's capital city, Abuja, which was attended by world leaders and dignitaries. Tinubu, who succeeds Muhammadu Buhari, becomes the 16th president of Nigeria. Tinubu won the presidential elections in February this year after defeating Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, who took second and third positions respectively. Tinubu's victories have been challenged in court by his closest rivals, claiming that the results were manipulated. The election tribunal is expected to hear the case, challenging his victory and announce the outcome within 6 months.
Every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Spotlight.
Do you feel that they are in a place where they can effect a Barack Obama moment?
When you hear the word of God and you hear Jesus is speaking.
Real talk on real issues.
You know, the Bible says faith without works is dead.
The truth of the gospel that will survive the time is not a health and wealth gospel.
When there is time to harmonize and bring one composite amendment.
With idealistic, thought-provoking guests.
So people come to be serviced, to be encouraged, to be empowered.
When the storm is over, you desire the closeness you have with God.
Hosted by Reverend Edward Furi. Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Welcome back. Let's get down to business. CITAM Nyeri Church hosted the CITAM Business Forum Nyeri chapter this weekend in a bid to empower Nyeri residents and support the various businesses in the area. The two-day conference brought together various stakeholders who were impacted with knowledge about running businesses, giving a chance to business people showcase their products and services to the residents of Nyeri. Our very own Grace Ahati attended the event and filed for us the following report.
In efforts to empower Nyeri residents as well as support their businesses, CITAM Nyeri Church this weekend organized the CITAM Business Forum CBF. Speaking on Saturday during the Nyeri Business Community Breakfast meeting, Engineer Peter Njeru, who is the founder and Chief Executive Officer of River Petroleum, advised people in business to fight for their space, noting that business is a battle which has a lot of competition.
Business is a struggle, but you have to face it. Are you starting a kiosk? Are you starting distributorship? Are you starting manufacturing? Are you going into the internet to do online business? Nobody will give you on a platter. It will have to be, you have to fight for it.
The residents were also challenged to utilize their talents well, noting that at the end of it all, everyone will have to give an account of what they did with their talents.
How much passed through your hands? How much? Taslimu ilipitia mikononi mwako. Where did it all go? Did it go through the stomach into the toilet? That's not likely. Haiwezi toshea hapo. Everything that came through your hands. Did it go to creating drug addicts? Did it go to the church?
The Sitam Nyeri Business Expo was officially launched by Nyeri Deputy Governor David Mwangi, who noted that the county government has created a conducive environment for businesses to thrive in the area through offering loans to entrepreneurs at an affordable rate.
We normally give loans to business people in Nyeri at the rate of 5% on reducing balance. Reducing balance 5%, Anthony, is about 2.5% fixed. Where else can you get a loan of 2.5% fixed in this country?
On his part, Nyeri Town Member of Parliament Duncan Madenge called upon the residents to have engagements on the proposed Finance Bill 2023.
I did promise to be your servant. I want us to engage so that when I'm voting in Parliament eventually towards the end of June on the Finance Bill, you can judge me on the basis of whether I have voted according to your will and your desire.
The business forum was made possible by various sponsors, including the Kingdom Bank, Absa Kenya, Hope TV, FX Pesa, Breadgate Food Industries, Optiven, and Outspan Hospital. According to the sponsors, the event was a success.
Being here means that we as a hospital, we are able to provide the services, critical healthcare services that everyone needs, the business community needs.
It's been a very good event. Not only the Christians were taught the matters to do with the religion and faith, but also matters to do with the borrowing and also investing. It's have been a really very interactive forum. We hope that it is going to be a thread. Not only should it be coming 1 year, but more and more, because we need our people to have financial literacy.
It was also a win for the attendees as they were able to network and learn a lot from the business forum.
Hii expo hapa Nyeri Sitam ni ya manufaa na ningehimiza tu wengi hata katika maeneo mengine waweze kuwa na expos kama hizi kwa sababu zinatufungua katika mambo ya biashara na mambo ya kuwa na pesa mfukoni na kukuza ufalme wa mbinguni.
The 2023 Sitam Business Forum Nyeri chapter has brought together various stakeholders, including government officials, church leaders, various businessmen and women, as well as residents from Nyeri County and its environs. The event aimed at promoting the body of Christ by supporting various businesses in the kingdom. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch from Nyeri County, I'm Grace Ahati.
That's our very own Grace Ahati. Thank you so much for the story. Moving on, Kilifi Governor Gideon Mungaro has said his county treasury will soon digitize all its revenue collection system to curb corruption and improve revenue base, speaking on flagging off 4 brand new Toyota double-cabin motor vehicles and Yamaha motorcycles at the Kilifi Governor's residence to boost revenue collection within the county. Governor Mungaro said that they target to increase revenue collection from the current 800 million shillings to 2.5 billion shillings.
This will be the first time the county will reach a collection target of 1 billion. Next financial year, 2023-2024, our target is 2.5 billion on-source revenue from 800 million. Initiatives to enhance revenue collection, automation and surveillance of revenue collection to seal revenue leakages, 24-hour surveillance and enforcement of revenue collection. Payers should not think of moving during the night hours to evade paying taxes. Provision of uniforms and badges for easy identification of fraudsters and corrupt persons within the county government. I hereby announce 50% tax waiver on accrued penalty and interest on property land rates for 30 days effective Monday next week.
And some sporting action now. Kakamega Golf Club Chairman Dr. Catherine Aura and her team comprising of Ronald Omondi, Beatrice Otieno and